Assalamu alaikum ji. Hello everyone. My name is Mohammad Haris Amin and I'm official representative at NC Solicitors. Today in this video we are going to discuss the admission process and the GTE process in Australia. We have made a lot of videos regarding the border opening of Australia. You can check our YouTube channel. You will see a lot of videos there. But I think as a consultant, it's our job, it's our responsibility to discuss other important topics as well, because a lot of students have confusion regarding the admission process and the GTE process. Now we'll kick off with the important documents that are required for your admission in Australia, right? So number one, passport. Passport is the most important, the most crucial document for an international student, because at international level your identification is basically your passport. So you should have a valid passport with you, right, at the time of admission. Now the admission documents, educational documents, they depend on the level of your education basically. For example, you are a high school student, or in Pakistan you have done 12th, or you have done O levels and A levels, right? So your O level, A level result cards, your degree, your matriculation degree, your FSc degree, or even if you have done FA, your FA result card and degree. Now a degree is must, right? But it can be waived off only in the case of if you are a fresh student. For example, a student has done FA or FSc in 2020. Now he's a fresh student, his result has just been announced. So he can go with the result card at that particular moment while applying for the admission. But for example, a student has done FA or FSc in 2017, 2018, or even in 2019. So you can't say that you don't have a degree. You should go to your board, particular board, and should apply for the degree, because it's 1 year now. So you must have your degree with you, right? So your passport, your matriculation degree, your FSc degree, and result card in case of if you are a fresh student, right? Now, a student is in currently second year right now. He is in his 12th standard right now, and he wants to get his admission in Australia, but his result has not been announced. So what will be the option for him? That particular student can get a hope certificate from the institute. A hope certificate basically indicates it on the institute's letterhead, signed and stamped, that this particular student has done this education and he's waiting for his result. For example, for the second year he's waiting for the result, and we expect, that's why it's called a hope certificate. We expect that he'll be getting this marks, this percentage in his final exam. So on that basis you can get your conditional offer letter, and once you get your result you can submit that result as well, right? Now SOP is very important. Every university requires at the time of GTE clearance or at the time of admission, SOP is very important, in which you have to mention your educational background, your introduction, your family background. Why not study in, for example, now if you're a Pakistani student, why not study in Pakistan? Why study in Australia? Why not study in any other country other than Australia? Why this particular university? Why not any other university? Your accommodation arrangements, your visa conditions, are you familiar with them or not? Your socioeconomic ties, each and everything you have to explain in your SOP, that is called statement of purpose, right? Now, these documents that we have just told were regarding students who have done high school. Now if a student has done a bachelor or master's and he's going for his higher studies, then you have to provide your bachelor transcript and you have to provide your bachelor degree. Now again, if you are a fresh student, in this case, if you are a bachelor or master student, you can provide provisional certificate, or we also call it as degree completion certificate, in which the university mentions it on its letterhead, signed and stamped, that student has completed all the requirements of its particular degree. But as you are a fresh student, so you will get your degree later, right? And individual semester's result card of bachelor's and master's, or a backlog certificate. A backlog certificate or individual semester result card is only required when on your final transcript it's not mentioned that if you have you repeat any course or not, or as we call it, if you have a supply or not. So to confirm that status, that you have cleared all your papers in the first attempt or not, this individual semester result cards, or the backlog certificate as we call it, is required in that particular case. And for bachelor and master students, CV is a must. You have to submit your updated CV, and if you have your work experience, you should disclose your offer letter if you're currently on job, or if you have left your job, you should disclose your experience letter with it. So matriculation degree, FSc degree, right, SOP, your bachelor transcript, bachelor degree, master transcript, and master degree. These documents are required when you are applying, right, along with your SOP. And some universities have their student declaration forms. You do have to fill it and you have to sign it as well. So that particular document will also be required. And as I have just mentioned, if you are currently studying right now but you want to take admission in Australia, for example, if you're in second year, you can do that as well on the basis of your HOPE certificate. That is also a possibility. Now, some universities may also require recommendation letters. Students who apply for UK, they know that recommendation letter is a must, but in Australia, it's not a compulsion, but one or two universities may ask for recommendation letter. For example, the University of Newcastle, they require recommendation letters. If you're currently on job, then one recommendation letter from your employer and one recommendation letter from your institute from where you have done your degree, your last previous degree. One recommendation letter from your education will be required there as well, right? Now, these are the documents that are required for your admission in Australia. Now, the GTE process. GTE basically stands for genuine temporary entrant. It's a immigration clause basically, which has some requirements that you should be a genuine student, you should be applying for a higher degree, or even if you're applying for the same level of degree, you should have some logical reason, your socioeconomic ties, your financials. There are a lot of things in that particular clause that you have to fall under, right? So now the GTE, basically there are three types of GTE, and students normally call it GTE Clearance, or we call it as University Clearance as well. There are total three types. Number one, a university will require your financials and they will conduct your interview as well on cell phone, right, on call, they can conduct your interview on Skype or video calling as well. Now, in that particular case, by financial, I mean your passport, your current copy of your passport, your identity cards, your family identity card, your FRC, your source of income, if you own any assets, your polio certificate, if you own any agricultural land, your passport size picture in white or blue background. These are all the documents that basically are required for the visa, the immigration as well. You have to submit these documents to the university, and then they will check it. They will, especially along with your SOP, they will check all your documents, and then they will call you for the interview. They conduct the interview, and after that, if they are satisfied, they will clear your GTE, and then you can pay your fees, get your COE, and then you can file your visa, right? Now, the second type is that university will not take the interview. They will just take the financials, they will look at it, and they will inform you via email that your GTE has been cleared, and then you can pay your fees, get your COE, and file your visa, right? The third type is, the easiest type is that where university doesn't require any financials. University, you just have to submit a GTE clearance form along with your visa ready SOP, complete SOP, detailed SOP, and university will check it out along with your educational documents, and they will clear your SOP. They will inform you via email, and then you can pay the fees, get your COE, and file your visa. And another type as well is available, that is at University of Newcastle, that is in Australia, New South Wales. That particular university goes for directly video interview. They don't require your financials at the moment. They will issue you a conditional offer letter, and then they will ask you that you should book a date for a video interview, and then you will, if you will clear that video interview, then your GT will be cleared, and then you can pay the fees, get the COE again, and you can file your visa. So basically these are the types of GTE clearance. Number one, where you have to submit the financials plus interview. Normally this is faced by the students who have done FSc and they are going for foundation or diploma. Number two, where you have to submit your financials only and you will be informed via email. And third one, where the simplest one, where you just have to fill and sign the GT form, and your GT will be cleared and university will let you know via email. This process is normally done at University of Wollongong UW, which falls in the top 200. University of Newcastle conducts video interview, and University of Southern Queensland, for example, they just need your financials and they'll just have a look at it. No interview there. And if you are applying for the diploma foundation at, for example, Deakin, Latrobe, ECU, Curtin, there you have to submit your financials and you will have to go through the interview phase as well. So these are the basic types of GTE, and I hope now things are a bit clear now. As I've mentioned, all the documents that are required for your admission in Australia, what are the types of GTE that are available in Australia, and you will have a better understanding of things now, and you will hopefully you apply for the right university and you will make the right choice. And I hope this information was helpful, this information was positive. And July intake is open. All the students who want to apply for July intake, they should apply as soon as possible. And one last thing, the important thing which students normally doesn't know, IELTS is not required at the time of filing your admission. I repeat, IELTS is not required when you're applying for your admission. It is necessary for your GTE clearance and your visa filing, but it's not necessary for getting the admission, because the first letter that you are going to get is going to be conditional offer letter, obviously, even if you have done IELTS. Because you haven't done the GTE clearance, you haven't paid the fees, so the first offer letter is going to be conditional offer letter. You get your final offer letter once you have cleared the GTE, and then you can move towards fees payment. Right? So IELTS is not necessary. So all the students who haven't done IELTS, all the students who are currently studying in the, if they want to apply, they can apply as well on the basis of Hope certificate. So I'll suggest that don't waste your time. Apply in Australia as soon as possible for July 2021 intake, right? And subscribe to our channel. Kindly hit the subscribe button and get the latest information regarding Australia and other countries. Thank you very much for your time. Take care. Allah Hafiz.